So Taylor, we're a few months now before the actual 11 plus exams, and it's time for the kids to be doing their practice papers. How would you suggest the parents go about managing that?
Okay, I think that you're right that it is critical that children do a good variety of practice papers between now and the exams. And it's not just a matter of sitting down and doing them any old way. They can make the best of the papers by ensuring that when children do a practice paper, they actually sit there and do the paper at a single sitting. That way and they should follow the guidance on the paper about how long to allow. That way children are practicing maintaining their concentration for that duration, which is going to be important in the actual exam. So timing is important. I also recommend that children have a timer in front of them so that they can get accustomed to gauging whether their speed is appropriate or not, and then adjusting it if necessary, so that they get accustomed to working at the correct speed. So the timing, following the instructions on the paper, that's one thing. Also, obviously, when children do a paper the first time through, they should do it as if it was an exam. So create exam conditions as far as possible, free from distractions, not referring to the dictionary or notes or getting help from somebody, so that they can get an idea how they measure up against that paper on that day. So exam conditions and timed. Then once the paper or the time has expired, you can allow your child to complete the rest of the paper for the sake of getting the practice. And then mark the paper as soon as possible after, because the children will benefit most from the exercise if they get the feedback immediately. So if it is possible, and I know it won't always be possible because parents may be at work, but wherever possible, mark the paper as soon as possible after the child has completed it, and then allow the child to do corrections to the ones that they got wrong. And at that point they can refer to notes, refer to the dictionary, etc., look up any words that they were unsure of, and so on, so that they're getting the maximum benefit from having done that paper. In a sense, the score that the pupil gets on that paper is less important than what they learn from doing the paper. So it's not really appropriate to get anxious about the number of questions they got right, but the ones that they got wrong, why did they get them wrong, and to learn from those mistakes so that they can do better next time. So it's about finding the sources of errors and then doing something about them. So that's the idea. And scores, of course, you'll keep a record of the scores just to monitor that the scores have an upward trend, but of course within that upward trend they are going to fluctuate up and down, and that's to be expected for a couple of reasons. One, probably the most important reason, is that children will not be able to perform to their best on every opportunity. Sometimes they'll be feeling better and other times they won't be fully focused on the task, and the scores will fluctuate up and down because of that. The other important reasons why the scores will fluctuate is that the papers themselves vary in difficulty. So some papers are very, very difficult and others are very straightforward, and that will also be reflected in the scores.
Sir Taylor, thank you very much. And if you'd like to find out more about the courses available, or just have some questions about the 11 plus, then give Sir Taylor or one of his colleagues a call on the number provided through the Contact Us button.